Hi everybody, welcome to this new review, Cyber News of 2026, February 17. And it's a new week that starts, actually we're already Tuesday, but let's go through the news. First of all, today, Microsoft Teams outage is actually interrupting communication in US and Europe. That shows again that ultra concentrated solutions, centralized, are such a bad design and show that cloud is a big failure at scale. Because this is actually undermining the economy. Such a large outage is actually affecting organization and economy of the full west side of the world of full companies. So you may wonder, what can organization do because they are trapped in Office 365? Well, the good idea would be to have some backup channels if you use that kind of communication that actually match your security requirement. Maybe you want to assess, what's provided by Signal. That could be an encrypted messaging alternative in case of failure of Teams for the meeting side. But obviously, Signal is not providing online meetings solution and appointment, so you may need to look for different solution if your business rely a lot on online meetings when that kind of incident happens. And it happens quite a lot, to be honest. I mean, we see that many months, so something to consider. Risk, operational impact and how to compensate the risk for your organization. Do you have like an incident response plan and the risk assessment that match the situation? What are your strategy? What's your mean time to repair tolerance for such situation? And when should you pull the trigger when you need to switch to a backup solution? So that's something to consider. A second quite interesting thing and quite well, we knew about it. Design weakness in major password manager enable vault attack as a researcher exposed. So one of my favorite password manager is Bitwarden, but it does affect many of these. Like we see Bitwarden, LastPass, Dashlane, and 1Password, and many threat comes against these solutions. But the main issue that you see there is actually impacting if you use the cloud-based solution, because as always, if you run a server side that you do not own on a machine you do not own, you don't really control it, neither own it. And as we can see in this described use case, it could be exploited. So if you use the cloud-based solution, well, make sure you keep your client updated and stay aware of the threat and know that it might be exposed. It's better than no password manager, but it would be even better if you self-host and patch it and update it yourself. Because when you are yourself hoster, yourself owner of the server where it actually runs, then there is no third party to play that kind of crap around your infrastructure. So something to consider if you do that. If you have an IT team, security teams, maybe you should self-host a solution instead of using the weak and leaky cloud that constantly fail you. This is just an abomination. I mean, to me, public cloud should not exist, but that's what it is. Anyway, except for public data. Public data, it's fine. I mean, this is a great CDN, content delivery network. It's fast and efficient. But for anything private and sensitive, no way. Anyway, next one. New Kinadu, I don't know how you pronounce that. Kinadu. Anyway, backdoor found in Android firmware and in Google Play apps. So that's a nice reminder. First of all, it's found in cheap phone firmwares, like really counterfeit Android device, like cheap stuff you find with a unsafe supply chain in the logistics side, which get some manipulation before getting delivered to you. So one of the key aspects to keep in mind about that is never use cheap stuff in that. It's better actually to use an old device, like from the mainstream, like a Pixel phone or whatever, and when you put like some kind of lineage OS on it and you keep it updated, rather than using a cheap alternative. And the second thing is, which I always remind you, like the less application you use, the less tool you put on your device, the less you expose it and the smaller your attack surface is. Because it's very common that the app in the Play Store or even the Apple Store on the Apple side, but this is about the Play Store, in Google Play Store, are actually infected. There is no trust to have. They have like some basic controls, but there is no guarantee at all. Like every month we get some infected, poison apps in repository. There is no trust to have in this cloud-based stuff. The least amount of apps you install, the safer you are. Trust me on that. So go through your phone. First of all, you will save space and you will reduce your attack surface by removing the apps you don't use. For any application that you use online, you know, that it needs a connection. Let's say you have an SSH client or whatever requires stuff that you do not use daily, then uninstall it, because the day you need it, you will need a network, so you will have the network to install it. Just keep in mind what you like to use, and that's about it. Get rid of it. The less stuff on your phone, and the better it will run, the more stable, and the safer it will be. Something to keep in mind. And finally, smart loader attack. That's, MCP server. MCP is a model context protocol used to control to interconnect AI agents, like from LLMs, to actual actionable item, program, and external application, even API and stuff like that. Well, it's actually replacing API. Let's be clear about that. And what happened is there are many MCP servers around that allow you to connect to many client application, and one of these is called Smart Loader, using Smart Loader campaign that poison one of these, the Aura Health, to deliver poisoned application that actually put a virus, a Trojan, on your device and system that steal all your information. It's delivering an info stealer. Info stealer is one of the favorite tool. It's usually delivered by browser, fake ads, or even spamming phishing emails, leading you to download and execute like a fake update or an attachment. And when it goes on your device, whether it be a desktop or mobile, doesn't matter, it will steal your credential. And this credential will be used to go into your account or steal your data, or actually be resold on the dark web to threat actor that will use it for further attacks. Usually, could be a ransomware deployment. If you get a credential to someone, get access to the machine, then they will use it to deploy the ransomware and stuff like that. So don't fall for it. Always verify the dependency in the supply chain, the fact that what you actually download is the true one. And if you did not download something from internet, you go and scan it with an antivirus, with online scanning tool to make sure this is not poison. And if you are not an IT person or security person, maybe before deploying anything, ask your IT team, security team, to review the tool. When I was IT manager in one of the company previously, we had that kind of policy. Like anything that you download that is from an external source should go through IT for security revision, unless it was highly confidential and already from a trusted source following trust test path. I'm not going in detail about that, but anything coming from outside will have to be reviewed and validated, and this for each and every update. You go on VirusTotal, you submit the file if need be, if it's not confidential. Again, using an online antivirus like VirusTotal is not suitable for confidential document or private information. So there are many aspects to consider when you deal with that. Speak with your IT and never run something from outside on your work machine, because you may jeopardize the security of the organization. That's about it for today. I wish you a great day. I hope it was informative. And as always, if you like, subscribe, share, this is amazing. All the links in the description of the video to the article if you want to dig more into it. See you in the next one. Bye bye.